Good morning, all. How are you today? Oops. The orientation is locked, so I have to put my phone back this way. Okay. So I'm just here this morning in my truck. This is the one I've been traveling in. Whoops. Let me show you a little bit before I... Everything is all put back into a regular car right now because I've been taking my grandsons back and forth to school and stuff like that. So today I'm just sitting in my car because there's no room on the porch this morning. Everybody else is out on the porch. So I've been staying with my daughter for the summer, and I'm getting ready to roll out with my son. So some interesting things happened this week. My son decided that he was going to move out of his place, and so he's had some things happening, and I'm trying to help him get situated, and I decided that I would take him on the road with me. So we've been cleaning out the garage. Well, yesterday we started at my daughter's house where I'd had some things stored, and so did he. So we're trying to get all that stuff done before we go anywhere. Taking my coffee in the car this morning, and this is this morning I have honey, raw local honey in here, as well as some protein nut milk. I think it's by Silk. It's pretty good. I don't like the plain coffee flavor. I love creamed coconut. Organic creamed coconut is my favorite coffee filler, but I don't have it. I haven't been able to find it around here. This is one thing I hate about the East Coast. They don't have any good things, or at least not consistently. I can't find anything in the stores that I would normally use as far as organic. And man, I am missing a Trader Joe's right now. I just can't find one. There are no Trader Joe's around here. I heard there's one. Where did I hear there was one on around me here? Anyway, Trader Joe's has usually everything I need, from fresh produce, organic produce, or, you know, there's a lot more health food stores out west too than around here. People just have not caught on around here. And if they have, the prices are super sky high, and you can't find half the things that you need. So it's a little frustrating, but I'm making do. So I got my Silk protein nut milk, and it's cashew and almond, and it's got a pretty good flavor. Last week I was using the Good Karma flax milk. It tastes like walnut shells, which is not bad. It's slightly bitter. It's got a bold flavor though. So I like the almond cashew milk better. So what I wanted to do while I'm sitting here is I forgot to turn my... Oh, it won't play. Dag. Oh well. I was hoping to have some music on while I spoke to you all. Well, you can see I don't have one in my car. So I've been using, all the time when I was traveling, I was using either Spotify, which I have a monthly subscription to that, or YouTube. And I have to say I love being on the interstate because you can get a signal anywhere. It can pick you right up. So I was cruising everywhere with good tunes all the time. The only time that I lost a signal was in West Virginia, and I was quite frustrated with it because it actually took me on some back roads, and then we we ran out of gas because we couldn't find our way. Navigation lost its signal. I think I may have told you guys that already. But anyway, I was just trying to check out some places that I thought we could go together. My son and I, now he's 24. He's my youngest son. His name is Tim, and I'm sure you'll get to meet him at some point. But he took this out when we were cleaning the garage out yesterday. This was my favorite game, and I hate Monopoly. Like, I hate Monopoly. My son, Rob, my middle son, he is the king at Monopoly. So he was always, like, always winning and beating the crap out of us. But, so my son said, okay, this is Tim now. He said, let's start at go and just start going down and hit all these places. And the first place is the National Mall. And that's actually where we thought of going. We were sitting in the diner yesterday and talking about some places that we could go and like a route that we could start out with. And so we said, my friend Matt is down in near the National Mall in Washington, D.C. He's been working down there, just recently got a new job, so he's pretty stoked about that. So I said, well, you know, we're going to be on the road, and might as well, which way do you want to go, north or south? So right now I'm imagining that the northeast is just beautiful. I'm not here yet. I'm in PA and eastern / central PA, near Reading right now. That's where my daughter lives, but none of the trees are turning yet. I'll give you a look. Let's see. Because up north, the trees are already turning now. You can see some of the floral buds that are already turning. And the last of the season for the flowers, the hibiscus gave one last bloom yesterday. It's been just the right conditions. It warmed up and it was a little bit dry, so they bloomed beautifully. And it wasn't too wet, too damp. But now it's getting a little bit damp this morning. You can see on my windshield that it's been damp. This is killing me. I gotta get back out west of that arid weather, so I'm trying to see what else on here where we can go. Now the next one in line is Mount Rushmore. That's not gonna work. I'm not going all the way to Mount Rushmore, so we realized we're gonna have to skip around on this. But I thought it was a cool place to start because there's so many cool places to go on here. And one of the places that I've always wanted to go was Mesa Verde. Okay, and there's the petroglyphs and Canyon de Chalet. So maybe I'm saying that wrong. I don't know. Chalet, if it's Mexican, or Spanish, I should say. But there's a lot of cool places I've always wanted to go, and some of these places I've already been. So now Tim will get a chance to see them. And this is one of my favorite books here that I got for Christmas, actually. It's your guide to the national parks. And it's got some really good information in it. It'll give you, this is hard for you to see. Let me put it down here. Oh, hell. All right, I'll put it back up here. Anyway, they give you a couple pictures. They give you some information. I know you can't really see the words too good. There we go. But it tells you about what's in the area, about the weather, the accessibility, flora, fauna, what's to do for kids. They have the ranger programs, how the fishing is. And then they have this nice page full of all these really cool hikes, which I noticed helped me out when I had this book in Joshua Tree. it tells you which ones are better for beginning hikers, you know, mediocre hikers, and advanced hikers. And then it also tells you what the interest is. Maybe you can see a little bit. And it tells you the name of the hike and how long it is. Is it a loop, or do you have to turn around and go back? And then it also has things that will tell you what else is in the area. No, I guess this one doesn't. Let me find one. Like this. It'll have all these things in the area. Some of these are outfitters. Some of these are festivals. Some of these are just local places that are in the area to eat. So you have all kinds of good information there. The only thing that I did not like about this book was it's missing a lot of information, because this guy only went to certain places, and there's a lot of the national parks, and there's no monuments on here. So I was disappointed about that. So this one doesn't include the monuments. But it was a nice gift. I got this for Christmas last year, and it's really helped me out. So that's one thing. And then, you know, I always try to get a little bit of these when I go places. So these are definitely two places that I want to explore. So I got the bigger magazine books. You know, they're kind of thick and tall, so. But these are good for planning stuff. They have the same kind of information in it. You know, what's to eat, what the local places are, what the locals do, and what is good for sightseeing and traveling. So I use those. And the reason that I started traveling, if I could get it off. My friend made me this beautiful box because I find hearts everywhere I go, and she wanted me to have a place to put my hearts. My hearts are from my mom. My mom is in heaven, of course, and she sends me these hearts all the time, so I know when she's communicating with me. But I love this box. It's really cool. And I have all these really cool things in here. This is like a treasure chest for me. I have like all these cool places that I've collected that I've either been to. See, I've been to Joshua. I probably shouldn't keep it because it takes up a lot of room in the car. But some of these I wanted to go back to, so I kept them. The Salt and Sea, I'm sure I'll be back there a lot because I just love Southern California. And then my next trip, and I told Tim this too, I would like to see all the missions. Maybe not all of them, but I would like to get to see a lot of the missions. I've been to a couple, of course, the Alamo first, and then a couple along Big Sur, and at Ventura. And then there's some cool ones, like these are all California, I believe. Natural Bridges, Sea Cliff and New Brighton. I want to definitely go back and see the Redwoods, so that's San Mateo Coast. These I just can't wait to go back to. I just had a really excellent experience down there. Half Moon Bay. And a lot of these are state beaches too. I mean, the beaches are nice, but what I found in California state parks, okay, first of all, they're beautiful. They are just absolutely beautiful. But I've found that for traveling, being disabled and traveling, that they're quite expensive. Like, some of them are $80 a night, and I can't afford that. There's no way. I mean, that would take a huge chunk out of my monthly budget. And I did go and get this. Oh, this is my national park pass. This gets me in free to the national parks. But I also have state one for disabled, for the state of California, for their state parks. And this was $3. I stopped at a place, I think it was over by Oceanside, and I stopped into their office and I got it for $3. I was like, wow, that's not bad. Okay, so $3. And that really helps us out, because when you're on a disability budget, it's really hard. And that's what actually led me to living in my car. I couldn't find a place that there weren't a million people trying to get into, and also that there were, it's just very competitive. You have to have, money speaks, and that's one thing I just don't have. And then because I became disabled, I lost all my credit. I lost my car first. I lost my house. I lost everything I had. I lost a home for my kids, and my mom passed away at the same time. And then I bought an RV. I lost my job because I was not able to perform the job duties anymore. So I remember receiving the call the one day, and my boss was telling me that there was no longer a position for me. So that was really a bummer. And but you know what? I've rebuilt since then, and I wasn't going to let anything stop me. I knew I did not want to live inner city or in any of those places, because I just knew that it's not the life that I really want to live. I mean, I don't want to be stuck in my apartment every day. I don't want to be stuck in a room every day. And I don't want to be stuck someplace that I feel like there's no life. Well, what's the point of that? I don't understand. Like, I can't sit on the couch and watch TV all day. That's not me. First of all, I would need a TV, and first of all, I would need an apartment. But it's really hard for a single person on disability to get that. So I said, you know what other options are out there? And that's what led me to Bob Wells' videos on cheap RV living. He's at cheaprvliving.com if you don't know who he is. I'm sure many of you do. He's really big on YouTube right now. He's just growing and growing, and he's helping all kinds of people. He's become nonprofit. He started a nonprofit with Sue Ann, and there's some awesome people, just awesome people that I have made acquaintance with that knew of Bob and Sue Ann at the RTR, which I don't know if you know what that is, but RTR is the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. And so last year, I left here. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't have a route planned out, but I knew I had some family on the way. So I decided I was going to like start out by hopping down to see some family, and I did that. And then from there, that led me to Tennessee and Texas and Pittsburgh, and I had a friend that was traveling with me that I dropped off in Texas. So then after that, and you could probably see this on my playlist, which is road-trippin'-gypsy, traveling across the USA, road tripping across the USA. And one of my videos is about that, going from Texas to the RTR, and then RTR to Slab City, and Slab City that's where I am right now. I'm making a couple more videos that should be coming out soon about my California travels, but Quartzsite is where it all began for me. This is where I found a bunch of friends. I made acquaintance with a few real nice ladies, and we got to be like best of friends. Like, we just bared our souls to one another. And good morning, Backroads. Thanks. Yeah, I think I got that actually in Texas, but it was it was different than my cap that I'd been wearing. This is the one I had previously that was scaring everybody off. So I went there and I was like, oh no, I can't have this. So I turned it into my Becky Jean hat, because that's my initials, BJ, Becky Jean. Okay, but anyway, it was still scaring people, so I was like, all right, let me get this hat. But I love this hat. It's just part of my decor when I get dressed in the morning. So good morning, back roads. How are you doing? Well, at any rate, I started making some plans to go back to Quartzsite this year, and found some really neat places that I could go and take my son too. All right, well, cheers on the coffee to whoever's awake and watching. Say hello. Oh my, I better put my glasses back on. I don't know who just said hello. Okay, so Backrose is going to be joining me. I'm so excited to meet her. We were talking about this last week. Yeah, coffee. Let's get some coffee in us. And so I had some wonderful people that I met down there, and I want to go back. And I know Backroads is going to be joining us this year. Who else is going to be joining us this year at RTR? Last year there was around 4,000, give or take, they said, people there. And I was really intimidated when I first got there. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people. And I was by myself. I was like, okay, I can do this. And I drove all the way across the country, which I have no problem doing that. I can cruise and cruise. I can take my breaks. I got myself set up. I have like this little comfy chair thing back here that, wait, you can't see that. Hold on. Gotta put my coffee down. But this comfy seat thing has really helped me. And then also that comfy seat thing. So those things really helped me in my travels. And but once I got there, I was like, where the heck do I park? There's so many people, and I wanted to be near the main camp, which they have a fire ring, and they have like just a big area set up there where you can bring your chairs, and they have all the you know, seminars and things that you can actually break out into groups, and you can actually teach a class too if you wanted to teach people something. So if you have a skill, or if you have a craft or something that you would like to share with other people that you're really good at, or a hobby or something, you can share that with other people there. Right now I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm near Reading, Pennsylvania, which is about, it's eastern / central PA, southern PA. So trying to get out of here because it's getting damp. Yeah. Fitness, I just do walks. There's a lot of places that I want to go. Walking. Yeah, rain usually puts a damper on things, and that is one of the reasons why my back hurts all the time, because of this daggone dampness and rain. Central PA is beautiful, and I was just up there with my son last weekend, and we went up to, what was it? We were up in Dark Skies, Coudersport area. Coudersport, PA? I don't know if y'all have ever been there, but daggone is that beautiful in the fall. It's endless rolling hills, you know, like you can see one hill, and then you can see another hill and another hill, but it's still beautiful regardless. And we got some, oh my, excuse me, we've got some really great pictures and video, so that I'm going to be, of course, you know, making into a travel video later on. But we went up there and we saw the dark sky, which is really one of the most amazing things about northern PA. That you can see the Milky Way. Sometimes you can even see Aurora Borealis up there. I have not seen that yet. It's one of the things that I really want to see. Have you all ever been up there, or to a dark sky area where you can see the Milky Way, the stars, Aurora Borealis, and all of those cool things that you could see in the stars and the sky at night. So we went up there, and it was raining like couple hours after we got there. So I'm glad that we at least had a little bit of a chance to see all the stars. It was just amazing. The Milky Way is just gorgeous up there. And then the next morning we got up and started driving around and went to Coudersport. And we went to this really great place. This guy left me a menu yesterday. I don't know where it is right now, but man, the food was amazing. And I was surprised to see it in Pennsylvania because usually, like you said, back roads, California is the place to go for, like, if you want some good cafes, bistros, and everything that's organic or that has at least some natural food, you know, some whole food. Out here, there's a bunch of, you know, Wendy's and McDonald's. I mean, you have your places that are nice too. There are a handful of good places that I can think of. Go Fish is one in West Reading. They have really good sushi, and everything is so fresh there. They have other stuff too, but pescatarian, so try to eat a lot of fish because the collagen in the fish and like flax and things like that, avocado, those are all gonna give me what I need to restore my body. And so then, yeah, this place was amazing though. They have such a good menu. And it's also a gallery, so we were able to go in there and I found, for instance, this was one of the pins that I got. I don't know if you could see it. It's a heart. But they just had little stuff like this that you could pick up, or they had other stuff that you could get too. And they had like a lot of scarves. And this lady, her name is Olga, and that's the place to go if you're looking for like some really artsy stuff. And definitely most are. I don't know what all that racket is back there, but anyway, that's what I missed about California. So I was really happy to find this place, and it's called Olga Bistro. Artsy fartsy and good eats. That would be a great name for a place. But I have to say, this place had the best coffee I ever had. I asked for a caramel latte, and they put like real caramel in the bottom, like real caramel that they made, not like from a Hershey squeeze bottle or any of that stuff. But this place is in Coudersport, Olga Bistro, Gallery, and Cafe. And we had some great food. And then I wound up leaving my card there, my bank card. So I was like, oh man, I got all the way home and I was like, oh no, I need gas. Now I'm out of gas. How am I gonna get gas? Oh, I have no card. Okay, so I was like, where was the last place? You know, and I did all that backtracking stuff. And he was able to send my card back. He was really nice. He was like, oh yeah, you left your card here. He's like, I don't know if it's you, but you know, tell me your name. And so I told him my whole name. And he's like, all right, I'll send it out right now. He sent it out and he gave me a card, which, oh, I know where I put all that stuff. Here's the card right here. It's from TripAdvisor, and you know they do a really good business up there. If they're reaching out to, like, they've got a plug from TripAdvisor. Olga Gallery, Cafe, and Bistro. Damn, what a good place. Oh, I'm going back there. And I told him I was so thankful that he sent that back, that I would definitely be back for one of his good coffees. Yes, it was ooey and gooey. It was all straight up caramel at least that much at the bottom of the cup. And it was a tall cup. I got an iced one because it was in the middle of the day. But it was nothing but caramel in there. No cream, nothing. I told him I was dairy intolerant, so, and he made that up for me. And they have a lot of vegan dishes up there. They have meat and fish and everything else, but they have a lot of vegan dishes. And the guy gets everything right out of the garden to cook in his cafe. So everything is super fresh, and they, depending on what time of year it is what the menu is going to be. So right now he just sent me a menu, and it's mostly well, I see there's a lot of zucchini on it. So here's the menu. I don't know if you can see it too good, but these are some of the items on the menu. And I was just really excited to see all the zucchini stuff. And that's, like I said, fresh right out of the garden. He makes his own pesto with garlic scapes and I'm not sure what else is in there, but I mean, good stuff, good fresh stuff. Yes, it was delicious, so I would go back there. But I just was missing all that stuff from California, and being out west, everything out there is organic and good eats, you know, good eats. Like Backroads was saying, good eats, nom nom. So that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to. And uh-oh, the coffee's getting cold. Yes, the guy was honest. He was honest. I was so glad to meet him, and it's refreshing to meet people like that because you don't see them all the time. So my son and I went to the diner yesterday, and he kind of drew a rough draft of the United States. So this is kind of our sketch of what we thought we would hit on the way down. So we're going to start up here. There's Niagara Falls, but I think we might hit that in the spring on the way back. So we might just go around, down. He wants to go down to New Orleans. So we're going to hit that. So, and then we want to hit Maddie up here, our friend in DC. So we're going to start out here as this PA, and we're going to start up here in Ellis Island. Now, my family, my mother, before she passed away, she took us all to Ellis Island, where my grandfather had come in from Hungary. And, you know, they always had to get vetted back then. They check their name, they check their background, they check their medical. And so he came in there, and then he wound up meeting my grandmother, and they wound up opening a tailor shop in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And it was called the Plaza Cleaners. And so years later, after my grandfather had passed, and I think my grandmother may have still been alive then, but she put the name, my grandfather's name, and my grandmother came through Ellis Island as well. Back then, that's what you did. You came off the big ship from Europe, you know, that's where they came from, Hungary. And they made a life here. And so my mom wanted to remember them, you know, in a permanent way. And so she had their names put on the wall up there in Ellis Island. So that's where we're going to start out. We're going to go to Ellis Island. And then Tim has some agendas of his own. So he wanted to go through Shenandoah. So we're going to head back into PA from there, say goodbye to all our family in New Jersey. And we're going to head down. I have that's where I grew up in New Jersey. So I hate New Jersey. Get me out of here. I can't stand that place. It's too congested. The traffic is like bad. And I can't even stand to drive there. When I was coming home from the West Coast last year, I was like, get me home, but I don't even want to hit the East Coast. I wanted to see my family, and I was wishing that I could just bring them down there with me. Well, I got my wish, because this year it's going to happen. I'm going to be, let's see, I don't know, maybe I'll be Smokey and Tim can be the Bandit this year. But Smokey and the Bandit, we're going to be backwoods. We're going to be making some tracks and hitting some cool places. So Shenandoah, there's a lot of great hiking down there. That's one of my favorite places on the East Coast. It's beautiful. The mountains get up into the 4,000 feet above sea level range. So there's a lot of great vistas and views, and there's a lot of great hiking. There's a lot of great waterfalls. And he wants to go see the Roanoke, what happened down there. And there's a lot of historic parks down there. So we'll probably hit a few of those. And we're going to be taking our time. We're going to be rolling on like through the winter and spring, because I cannot stand the weather here in the East. So we're going to be hitting some different places. Good morning to all of you that have joined us in our conversation about our travels around the United States. This is our little map of the United States, which is, you know, just, we were just putting it out there real quick. And then I have the Great Smoky Mountains is going to be one of our stops. I've always wanted to go there. And oh, I have to show you this. This is exciting to me. I mean, simple pleasures, guys. Simple pleasures, right? I'm going to get a sip of that coffee. This is my most prized possession. And I was actually telling... Doing all right. How are you?
Good.
What's up?
The guy, does he live
Excuse me for a minute.
He works for Winds of Service or paving or what?
Yeah, that's Barry. He'll be back here in a little while. Uh-huh. So anyhow, I don't know what that interruption was, but anyway, this is one of my most prized possessions. I get all excited when I talk about it. And I actually was going through my stuff, showing my kids my box. This is my box with all my stuff in it. And I was saying the top, I don't know if y'all were tuned in at the time, but this is the lid. Somebody made this for me out of like, my mom was a huge scrapbooker before she passed away. And so one of the things that my friends came and got from my mom's house, she had a kabillion dollars worth of you know, crafty stuff like this. So she got some from me, and she wound up making me this box. So I put all my stuff in it. I don't know if you could see that. There you go. But this is one of the things that I keep in there. And I took my box out and I told my son, please, when I die, please, I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated. So I said, please cremate me with this. This is my prized possession. This and my mom's heart that was a necklace. I don't have it on anymore because the chain broke, but it was my mom's cremains in there, in this heart necklace. So those are the two things I want buried with me. But this passport book, it actually has a map of all... It has a map of all the national parks on it. That's right included in there. Isn't it really cute? I love it. And I love it. So these here are all the national parks. Oops, it's upside down. So that's pretty cool that they include a map of all the national parks. So we're going to be hitting all these. And then we're going to be going down here to New Orleans. And then we're going to make our way across. And then my sister's down here. Hi, Rachel, in Texas. So we're going to stay down there for a while. But like I said, we're going to start up here in this mad busy place up here in the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, PA. And hit some stuff over there. So it comes with that. And that's pretty cool. And what else do I have in here? Let's see. I have my laundry money. I have some laundry money that I stash away in there. And then this book is about where you can get stamps for your passport stamps. They call them for the national parks. So it's split up into sections. And this one that I'm turned to right now is North Atlantic region. But I stuck all my little things in here that I've had from previous places that I visited. So this is a place, this is a, what do you call that place? The Empire, the Empire State Building. So I stuck that in there. I got a ticket. And then there was we went to get the let out one time. I used to take all my kids, I used to take the three of my kids to all kinds of music venues for their birthdays or for Christmas. I would just get like some good rock tickets, and we would go, you know, spend the whole day, and we would get our train tickets, and you know, so we didn't have to drive and all that. But we've seen a few in New York, so that was cool. And then going over to the Midwest or the Mid-Atlantic region, this is us, PA. And I have some things in there for that. But at any rate, this is when my son went into the Marine Corps. Hi, Robbie. He's in the Marine Corps, and he's actually recruiting now. But I saved this from when he first left me. He first left me, and he went over to the Marines, and he was stationed in Okinawa for over 4 years. So I missed the crap out of him. But at any rate, I collect all these stickers that go in here. Oh, thanks, Backroads. I'll let him know you said hi. And so you get the stickers, which I am proud to support my national parks. Thank you, Teddy Roosevelt, for your part in making the national parks. And I've traveled this region extensively, the southeast, because it's kind of close to home. But you know, last year I was getting tired. I was like, you have a pass? Oh, that's awesome. We have to do some of these places together then. Like, I don't know. We're trying to go south and then west to the southwest. And then we're going to go up California. We may zigzag because there's a bunch of national parks over there. And then we were thinking of riding up the coast, Pacific Coast Highway. So if y'all are interested in a caravan, don't we still have to pay to stay? I'm not sure where you mean, but I don't pay anything when I travel to stay anywhere. I stay in my car. So, and I know you're getting ready to do this too, Backroads, but here's my vehicle right now, which is set up for my grandkiddies to go back and forth to school. But you can see I have, you know, some stuff back there, and I just have my foam pads that I have to lay back down and put my sleeping bags back. I'm actually going to take all of that out and set it up for 2 people so that somehow my son and I are going to be traveling in this together. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to make one big bed back there, and then, man, that's a tongue twister. And then put like some kind of partition in the middle so we can have our own privacy. But these are the places that we're going to go, and I just want to show you one cancellation. Oh yeah, here's one. If I don't have my book with me, I usually just put it on a piece of paper. So you can, it'll say the date, the place, and you know, you can collect all these little stamps. So that's what excites me in my old age, is all these little stamps. So I also keep in here like some really precious things to me. Little notes from my kids from when they were in teenagers and stuff. And I used to make them write when they were naughty and apologize to me. So they got used to writing to me. So that's really cool. So that's my little book, and I'm hoping to fill it up. I've gotten another one because I left this one behind last year. So now I have 2 going. So I'm double excited. I need both of them buried with me or cremated with me. But yeah, that's about it. That's about it for today. I got to get going and take my kids shopping, my daughter. So here's some of my stickers. This one says, eliminate the unnecessary and replace it with living. So that's what I'm about to get done. So Backroads, I can't wait till you join me. And thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to get a move on here. I need to get me a shower and then get on down the road. So onward and upward. Yes, sir. And yes, ma'am. So until next time, peace out.